This is the most surprising wedge I've ever seen. What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda here. You know I love to golf. You know I love my wedges. Love having a short game because it keeps short hitters like me in the game. So I want to have the best wedges. Give myself a chance to get on the green and one putt that sucker. And this wedge is by a brand that I am very familiar with. I've bought a lot of stuff by them in the past, and it's actually by Masil. Kind of sounds like a nice old-fashioned lady's name. But one of the things that I love about Measel is that they make really good products that are really affordable. And so if you don't have a big budget, maybe you're starting out in golf, maybe you're just learning it, and you want to get good quality clubs at a really good price, everything from a driver down to a putter, you can with Measel. They have lots of great stuff. I've been really impressed with their stuff, and it literally is a fraction of the price of the larger OEMs and has performed just as well. And all the testing I've ever had is actually pretty attractive stuff. But Measel may be doing something here with this wedge, because this wedge isn't really cheap, which I think is justified. It's actually really good looking. It actually has a ton of technology, and I think it's kind of moving the Measel name up from kind of a value brand to a premium brand in a hurry. So this is their new forged wedges. So this is forged stainless steel. As you might be able to see here, it has a nice brushed metal look. It's got a Measel steel shaft on it. I don't know who makes it. And then it has this nice cord grip on it. Again, a Measel grip, but it feels very much like a velvet cord Golf Pride grip or any of the other big names. But I think a lot of the money for this club is in the head itself. And I think it's one of the most beautiful wedges I've ever seen. So instead of me just talking about it, let's take a very close look at the head of this wedge. All right, so I've got the Measel golf club right here. The wedge it does come in a variety of lofts, so you can order it in what you need. I got this one in 54, so it's emblazoned right there on that toe. To me, 54 is kind of that sweet spot. Just for me personally, can open it up and do a flop, but I can set square to it and actually get some distance out of it. So if I were only going to have one wedge, it would be a 54, but I like having a 54, a 50, a 45, a 60. Man, they should make like a 90-degree wedge, just a flat sheet of steel that slides underneath the ball. But what you can see here is what I'm talking about, right? So what we get here is a forged stainless steel head. You can see that it's got this matte finish there. We also get machine milled grooves, right? That's pretty amazing. So no expense spared. Not just pressing the heads or anything like that. But what we get here on the back is just this beautiful blue. I don't know if it's anodized. It kind of looks like it is. Man, it's just gorgeous. It's probably not coming across on camera. Obviously, they've color filled here the Measel and where it says forged, and it wraps around the bottom here just a little bit. Kind of gives you this trailing edge of these little like flanges. And it's probably something that's not going to allow you a lot of customization in terms of bounce. And actually, in terms of bounce, it looks pretty flat. So if you are a shot shaper, you want a workable wedge around the green, this will probably be perfect for you. If you are a digger and you take a lot of divots and you need to have a huge bounce to keep you from digging in, then this may be not the wedge for you. But it does have a little bit of a rolled front edge there, so you get a little bit of leading edge bounce. But man, that is just beautiful. I know I shouldn't be head over heels for a wedge just based on its looks. But blue is my favorite color. I love these kind of radiating lines. I love the detail in there. You get this little texture in between, right? And what I wanted to do here is bring out my wedge here. So this is a JP Premier wedge. It has been awesome. It has great technology. The center of gravity is right in the middle of the wedge face. So, you know, to me, it was all about getting the best technology, the most forgiving club I could in a wedge. But it didn't hurt that this is beautiful. It's got this scraped blue look to it. And I just love looking at it in the bag. And yet, I look at this, and I'm saying, man, there's more blue. It's just super shiny. It kind of makes me want to just mount this wedge on the wall because of how beautiful it looks. So if you are looking for something that is affordable, that you can put in your bag, and yet has a little bit of that wow factor, kind of punches you in the eyes a little bit when you're looking at it, obviously it's going to be easy to pick out your wedges from your other irons in your bag. Man, this Measel is just the cat's meow. So if you want to pick this up, meow, you certainly can. But before we get there, meow, I'm going to show you what this wedge can do. And hopefully it performs as good as any other wedge, because if it does, then it's the whole package. You know what I'm saying? So let's see how far this hits. Let's try it and hit some balls, see if I can get them to stop, see if those milled grooves puts a lot of spin on it. And if it does, even though this is probably one of the more expensive clubs that Masil has made, it's still, I think, a smoking good deal for a beautiful, beautiful club. You know, it's hard because right now I'm in love with the way this club looks and I want it to perform. So I hope it does. You know, I'm going to be a little biased probably in the testing because, man, I just hope it's not just a great looking wedge that you actually don't want to play. So let's get on it and hit some balls. All right, so I have had this Measel wedge here now for the past few weeks, and I thought I would share with you my experiences. So let's talk about the sim results first, because that's the first thing I did. I wanted to see if this wedge would perform like my premier wedge. And it's not just a premier wedge that's in the name. It's the JP Golf Premier Wedge, and in my opinion, it is the best wedge ever made because of the technology and how beautiful it is. But it comes with a price of $600 plus, and so it's a very expensive wedge. And I know that my 54-degree wedge goes about 75 yards when I hit it. And so I took it to the simulator just to see what I could expect out of this. It's got a steel shaft, although I did go ahead and replace the grip with the same grip that I have on my JP Premier, which is the Jumbo Max Straight Tech Extra Small grip here. But what I found was that carry and total distance with both of the wedges was about the same. The total distance was 75.9 yards with the Masil and 74 yards with the JP Premier. Now, I don't want to break down all of the differences here, but some of the flight specifics were just slightly different between the two. But for me, someone of my skill, someone of my consistency, I would say that those are basically the same. A couple yards on a wedge. If I keep hitting them more, I think that difference is going to close up even a little bit more. But I have a different shaft on my JP Premier Golf wedge, which also could account for some of the difference. Now, I also wanted to look at backspin. Obviously, getting a lot of backspin out of a wedge is important, and the backspin is often a big factor of how well the grooves are manufactured. That's my understanding. They put in those V grooves or the U grooves if you're lucky. And if they are milled in there precisely, if they are machined in with consistency, then you'll get pretty good consistent backspin. And the backspin difference between these two were only a few hundred revolutions different, 85-81 for the Masil and 82-19 for the JP Premier wedge. So actually a little bit more backspin, but I tell you what, I know in the simulator the backspin is calculated. And so again, I'm not going to sweat the precision of the backspin measurement, but again, they're pretty much the same. And it's a good indication that they are going to have good stopping power on the green too, when they have that much backspin. Now, offline here is where I actually saw a little bit more of a difference. Not so much that I was surprised. And again, we're talking about small distances here, but I averaged 4.4 yards offline with my JP Premier wedge and 6.3 yards offline with the Masil wedge. Now, I actually was thinking about this because what's a difference? One, I haven't played as much with the Masil, so that could account for some of it. But two, the JP Premier wedge has its center of gravity perfectly in the center of the face. And one of the things that you can do is you can actually balance a naked club head on your finger. I don't know where the center of gravity is on this wedge, and it might be a little bit more heel side like it is on most wedges, and that just might mean it's a little less forgiving, and maybe that's why it's a little more offline. It could also just be because I'm not a very good golfer. Either way, I was hitting some great shots with this. A lot of them were staying right on line, and in the simulator, if you look at just the shots alone, you couldn't tell a lot of difference. But what I loved is the fact that I was getting basically the same distance, the same spin. They were both similarly accurate. And so that gave me a lot of confidence that when I took this golf club out on the course, it was also going to perform pretty well. So let's talk about my experiences on course. Now we're getting to the end of the season here, and the courses are a little wet, a little cold. The grass isn't very long, and so there are less than ideal conditions. But I did get some rounds in with this, and I did get to play with it quite a bit. And I will tell you what, works pretty darn well. One of the things that I was worried about was the bounce and the flange differences between the clubs. But I don't think that those differences are as big as I thought they would be. So one of the things that I thought here was that the flange on the Masil was considerably thinner than my existing flange. And as I put them here side by side, they're actually pretty similar. I think what there is a little bit of an optical illusion because this back, design area cuts in here. So what you have is kind of this leading edge that is polished or, silver, and it looks like a very small flange, but it really comes out all the way back here, and it's roughly the same size as the one on my JP Premier wedge. And the nice thing about the similarity of the flanges on the clubs is that this performed pretty similarly to my extremely expensive high-tech golf wedge. So I started out with chip shots decently off the green with a lot of green to work with, and I thought the chip shots were great. I started off using almost exactly the same movements, same motion, same backswing I would use with my current wedge, and I was getting basically the same results. And the shots felt very good. Again, forged head with milled grooves. You're getting all of the characteristics of a premium wedge, and so it felt good. The rollout was about what I expected, so I was putting those shots pretty close to the hole. The second thing I wanted to do was try a little bit more of a flop shot. Not a super wristy, handsy flop shot, not trying to get the ball to spin back at you, but just to try to get a little bit more loft. Take the wedge, open it up a little bit, just to get under it, to get a little more height. And what I did is I just put the balls just off the green in the rough, and I gave myself a few yards of green to work with. Not a lot of green. This is a shot that I think a lot of people will have, and it's actually tough to do these shots because any swing you make with the golf club is going to send the ball a decent distance. So sending the ball up and sitting it back down on the green is a shot I think a lot of people are envious about. Now, again, what I want to mention here, because of the course conditions, the lies were a bit tight. The grass wasn't very long. A lot of light, fluffy, long rough is pretty typical around the greens, but it's pretty short these days, and it can be a little hard to get to that club underneath the ball, especially when you open up the club and make that flange have a little bit more bounce than it's designed with. But I found that some chip shots with the face open worked very well. In fact, my first flop shot with this club ever went in the hole, which was pretty amazing. So just taking the same swing, the same shot, using the same routine that I do with my other wedge produced basically the same result. A nice little pop-up shot that didn't roll out very fast. In fact, where I was filming this, the green slopes away from me, so it's even a little bit harder, but it was pretty easy to just do a little flop off the green. So between doing the chip shots, which you're trying to cover a little more ground, versus the flop shots where the pin is actually pretty close to you and you got to stop it really quickly, man, this thing was great. So what's my overall experience been with this Masil wedge? It has been incredible. In fact, I wish they would sell just the head alone. You have to buy it, as far as I've been able to tell, in a full club, which is going to work for most people. And a nice little stiff steel shaft like this is probably ideal for most amateur golfers. However, you can just take it over to the PGA Tour Superstore and they can swap it out for you, put on the grip of your choice as well. But I love this wedge. I just want to remind you again, I think it's beautiful. I know it's maybe not one of those things where you're supposed to fall in love with the looks of a golf club, but I do sometimes. That's how romance works. The eyes like getting candy too. And this club is pretty amazing. It just shines, it iridesces, it looks great in the bag. It looks like a super high quality, a super premier wedge. And so you can get something that is affordable that looks like eye candy in your bag. So if you have ever followed like Instagram channels where people send their wedges to the garage or to artisan shops and they dress up the wedge, you don't have to do that. You will get a beautiful wedge. And it comes in like a copper as well as like a black as well, I think. So you can definitely keep it tuned to your bag colors. Now, how a wedge looks is not necessarily a reason to put it in the bag, but I do want to say this club works. It works as well as pretty much any other wedge that I've ever used. In fact, the forged construction, the milled grooves, man, it just means that you're getting the feel and the consistency that you would in a premier wedge. Something like a Cleveland is going to be $200 a wedge. If you jump up to the Jaws or the PM Grind from Callaway, you're going to be $200 or $300 in a wedge. If you want to pick up your Vokey, you're going to be $300 or $400 into a wedge. So obviously you can spend a lot of money and get good technology, but you don't necessarily have to. And that's what I love about Masil, is that in the past, like I said, they've been good quality, consistent clubs at a really discount price. Now what I think you're getting is a more premium quality club at an affordable price. So they're not as cheap as some of the other clubs. At about $150, it's not something that you would just scoff at. But I think this punches way above its weight class, and most importantly, it works. It has been working for me, and I just love the way it looks. It does come in a variety of lofts, so if you want to put this beautiful club in your bag with the other lofts that you need, you can certainly do that too. But man, just super cool, and I really dig this, and I love what Masil has kind of evolved to over the last few years. So if you want to check this out, I'll put a link to it in the description below. Peter Von Panda, out.